Hi, all. Good evening, everyone. In the last session, we have discussed about arrays. In this session, we are going to discuss about collections concept. What is a collection? A collection is to represent a group of individual objects as a single entity. So as we discussed very first when we are discussing about our first class, encapsulation. What's the encapsulation? Encapsulation is nothing but wrapping the data and making it as a single unit is called encapsulation. So the encapsulation will apply this encapsulation in collections. So a group of individual objects as a single entity. So we represent a group of individual objects as a single entity, that is a collection. So generally when you create an object, so till now we have created individual objects. So sometimes we will have a multiple records, more than 100 records. For example, if you are searching for all employee details, so there may be a number of employees. So each employee is one object. So when we want the object to travel as a single object, if there are multiple objects, then so it may take more time. So instead of that, we club all objects as a single entity and we transfer that object so that object can easily travel it. So we'll see how we can make the multiple objects as a single entity. So for that we require a collections. So what is a collection? A collection, this can be used to representing a group of individual objects as a single entity. So a collection is an interface. What it contains? It contains the common general methods which can be applied for any collection implementation class object. So collection is an interface. Collection is an interface. This collection has a child interfaces. Those are list interface, set interface, and queue interface. These all are the interfaces. So very first, what we have discussed. So a Java is built by a package. That package contains classes and interfaces. So these are the interfaces are provided by Java. So these are default interfaces. These are not created by us. So these interfaces are provided by Java vendor. So collection is the interface. This interface contains child interfaces. Those are list interface, set interface, and queue interface. Then each interface again have the implementation classes. So what it contains the interface? So we have already discussed what's the interface. An interface contains all abstract methods. There will be no implementation at all. So who is responsible to provide the implementation for those interface methods? The implementation class is responsible to provide the implementation for all the methods available in interface. So every interface will have an implementation class. So my interface list has multiple implementation classes. Those are array list. Array list is a class which will provide the implementation for list interface. And linked list, this class also will provide the implementation for list interface. And vector also provides the implementation for the list interface, and stack is the subclass of this vector class. Subclass for vector class. So the very first, the collection can be used for representing a group of individual objects as a single entity. So here we are using encapsulation. How we can make the individual objects as a single object? Yes, we can make using the collection interface methods. The collection interface have some methods. Those are add method. Add all method, and remove method. These all are the methods of collection interface. The collection interface have some methods. So collection is an interface. It has some methods. Those methods are add is a method. Here we will pass our object. This is the parameter we will pass our object. And add all is a method. So sometimes already we have a collection, already we have a group of objects. So the group of objects wants to add to some other group. Then we will use add all method. Then remove method. The remove method is to remove some object from the group of objects. Some objects from the group of objects. So this collection is a framework. This collection is a framework. What's a framework? The meaning of framework is semi-finished or ready-made. Semi-finished or ready-made. So if we require to make multiple objects as a single entity, we no need to do anything. We have already ready-made methods. Just we have to use those methods. So those are add method, add all method. In case if you want to remove, the remove method. So these all are the ready-made methods. These all are the ready-made methods already available. Just we have to use it. So that's a framework. It's a ready-made. Everything ready-made, available. Just we have to use it. And semi-finished. Why we are calling semi-finished? Means if you want to add, we have to write some functionality to add objects. But here we don't need to write any functionality. As a programmer, we will not write any code. Just we will use the existing methods. Those are add, all, and remove. So that is a semi-finished. So partially it's finished. Just we are using. So it's a semi-finished or ready-made. The meaning of framework is semi-finished or ready-made. So collection is an interface, is available in collection framework. This interface has some child interfaces. Those are list interface and set interface. Again, the list and set interfaces has some classes. Those are array list, linked list, vector, stack, hash set, linked hash set, sorted set, and tree set. These all are classes of list and set interface. So why we require these collections. As we discussed previously, there are some disadvantages in arrays. In arrays, size is fixed. Once we have defined the size, we cannot increase the size dynamically. Size is fixed. And other disadvantage in arrays is the other disadvantage?
Increase and decrease. You cannot increase and decrease. Must be different, same data type.
Yeah. And the other type is once we define the data type for the array variable, then that allow only similar type of data. It means it allow only homogeneous data. It doesn't allow heterogeneous values. So similar type of values only it will allow. Similar type of data type of values will allow. So to overcome these two disadvantages, this collection concept came into picture. So how we will overcome these two, I will see it here. So let us see the example. So first let us discuss what's a list. What's a list? Collection, yes, we have already discussed what's a collection. Collection is an interface. Collection is a interface. It has some it's a root for all remaining interfaces such as list, set and queue, and it has some common methods. Those are add all and remove method, which we will use to make individual objects as a single object. So if it is a parent interface for this list interface, then this list interface also have a methods. Those are whatever the collection interface have a methods, the same methods also available in list interface also, because it's a child interface. So as we discussed in our inheritance concept, if there are child and parent, whatever parent class have a methods, all the methods by default available for child class also, either it is a class or interface. So now here it is a interface. List is a interface. So list interface is the child interface and collection is the parent interface. So whatever methods are available in collection interface, the same methods are also available for list interface also. And then here it has list interface as well as set interface. So each interface have a different purpose. So list has some purpose and set will use for some purpose. So what's the purpose we'll use the list, what's the purpose we'll use set is, set and list both are collection. Suppose the collections, so we can make the individual objects as a single object, but the difference between this list and set is this list allows the duplicate objects, whereas set doesn't allow the duplicate objects. So in case if we have a requirement that our program has to allow duplicate objects, then I will go for list and list implementation classes. In case if we have a requirement that our program should not allow duplicate objects, Then we will go for the set interface and its implementation classes. So first let us see the list interface. List is an interface which will allow the duplicate values, duplicate objects. This list interface have implementation classes. Those are array list, linked list, and vector. First let us see the array list class. Array list is a class. Array list is a class. What's the usage of this class? How we will use this built-in class? It's already provided by Java. So just we have to use this class to make our individual objects as a single object. So let us see how we will use this class, array list class. Then later we will go in depth about this array list class. So here if you see here, I have created a class that is array list. Array list is a class. Array list is a class. So this array list class, so array list is a class. So we have this I will create. So array list. So the array list is a class. Where this class is available? This class is available in java.util package. Java.util is a package. So this class is available in java.util package. So array list a equal new array list. This is a constructor of java.util package of array list class. Array list. So this is an object of creating of any class. So this is default class. We did not create this class. This class already available. So it came with our Java package. It's a predefined class, not defined by us. So we have created the array list object. The array list object. What's the object now? Our object reference is A. A is our object reference. Now I want to make individual objects as a single entity. So for that, what we have discussed previously, our collection interface has a methods. Those are add method, add all method, and remove method. So if collection has a methods, then list also have a methods. If list has a methods, then these classes are responsible to provide the implementation for this list interface methods. So just we will use these methods. Those are add method. The add method is already available in list interface. Then since it is the child class implementation class of this list interface, here we can use those all methods. So here I'm using the method that is A is the object, array list object. This array list object has a methods. This array list object has a methods. Those are, these all are the methods of array list. Two array of object. So by using this method, we can convert the list into an array. And size, we can find out the size of the collection array list. And then contains, so we can check whether the array list object have a particular object, or because it's a group of individual objects. We'll have 100 objects. In 100 objects, if you want to check whether the particular object is available in that group, then we'll use this contains method. And then iterator. Iterator is a method if our collection has multiple objects, collection objects, then when you are retrieving, we have to retrieve one by one. So when we are retrieving one by one, we will use this iterator method. Remove is the method. We can remove the object, so particular object. And then add all is a method. So when we use this method, if you want to add the collection of objects, so if you want to add one collection to other collection object, then we'll use this add all. And then ensure capacity, so we can find out the capacity. So whenever we create an object, it will have the minimum capacity. The minimum capacity of the array list is 10. By default, whenever we create an object, it can store only 10 objects. Later, once the 10th object is added, then immediately it will grow dynamically and it will create some more extra space. So later I will show you, I will tell you how much it will increase each time. And then add, just for adding an object. So add index and object. So if you want to add in middle, so we have already added in a particular sequence. So if you want to add some object in middle of objects, then we'll use this add method. Here both are same add methods. This add method has only one parameter, object. Directly you will add object. When you add, that will add end of the collection of objects. Whereas this add method in index, so in specific index we can add it. So this is a array list. So arrays follows the index. So this array list also follows the index, but these are growable dynamically, resizable, growable, resizable array list. Since it is the collection, it is a growable, dynamically it will grow, dynamically it will resize, whereas arrays, dynamically it will not resize, it will not grow. To overcome that problem, this array list will use it. So these all are the methods of array list classes. These all are the methods. These many methods are available in this array list. ToString method, trim to size, weight. So these all are the methods. Stream, sort, set. These all are the methods are available in this array list class. So this built-in class has these many methods. Just we can use. Just we'll use whatever method we require, we will use it. That is what we call it as a framework, because already all ready-made methods are available, just we have to use it. So A is a array list object, and then add is a method. So here we can add any object. We can add any object. So object here, everything is an object. So here my name, I will give my name is a object. It's a object. So What are the disadvantages in arrays we have discussed? It allow similar type. It means same data type it will allow. If it is the string, it will allow only string. It doesn't allow numeric values. But see here, I have added string. Now I will add numeric value. I will add numeric value. So here I use 88. 88 is the numeric value. Yes, it will allow. It will allow. Then I have added a single character, that is a dot add of a. It is allowed. And then I have added again 10 is allowed. And then here again I have added a. Why I have added again a? Because it allow the duplicate objects. Each one is one object here. Srini is one object, 88 is one object, and a, 10, a, null, these all are individual objects. These all are individual objects. These all individual objects are adding for one object, that is A. A is one object, array list object. It's a collection object. So for this single object, I am adding the individual objects. Those are Srini, 88, A, 10, A, null, 10, and 100 by 6. So now I am printing it here. And now I am printing it here. Now I am printing it here. Now let us see what is the output. Let's do the right click, run as Java application. See here is a entire as single object Srini 88, A, 10, A, null, 10, and 100.6. See, 100.6 is a float type. So yes, it allow the float, double, whatever the type, it allow all types. It means that it's a heterogeneous. Collections are heterogeneous objects, not homogeneous, not a specific type. It allow all the types. A single object A. Here I am printing A. See, here I am printing A. A is the single object. This object has multiple individual objects. Those are Srini 88, A, 10, A, null, 10, and 100. These all are heterogeneous, different type of data. And then this array list, whenever I create this object array list A equal to new array list, the default size for this array list, the default memory space to occupy the number of elements, those are 10, by default 10. So here I have already added how many objects? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it will allow up to 10. Up to 10. Then what next? After reaching the 10th element, then immediately it will grow automatically. It will grow dynamically. So by default 10, we'll have a spaces 10. Once the 10 is reached, then dynamically it will grow. The size will grow dynamically. So here, whenever I create an object, then how it will create the array list? The array list will create like this. Now see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it will start from here. It will start from here. So here the value will be, suppose, just assume the value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then here the value here will be 10. So whenever it reached the maximum size, then what happened? Then automatically, immediately it will create some more space. It will create some more space like this. It will create, and then here it will. Again it will create some more space. So after reaching this maximum, then again it will create some more space. So dynamically it will grow. Dynamically it will grow, so that you can add any number of objects, unlimited objects you can add it. There is no limitation, unlimited objects you can add it. But whereas in arrays, there is no chance. Once you define the size, then we cannot increase the size dynamically. And then arrays will allow only specific type homogeneous objects, whereas here it will allow heterogeneous. So these different types. So heterogeneous values, it will allow the heterogeneous values. So as of now we are discussing about array list. So then we will see what is to the array list. So this is the array list. The array list is a class. The array list is a class, is available in util package, Java util package. This array list is built in all our classes, our collection classes are built in by some data structures. So internally it will execute some data structures, some algorithms. It will execute some algorithms. So these are all built in by some algorithms. So this array list is built in by growable array. This is built in by the underlying data structure of this array list is growable array. It means this is also array, but it is growable array. It's a dynamically increases the size. It's a growable array. Array list is the growable array. So internally it is built in. The data structure, the underlying data structure for this array list is growable array. It means dynamically it will increase the size. And then this array list allows the duplicate objects. See here, A is one object. Again, I have added A. So duplicate objects are allowed. So see here, A and A, both objects are allowed. So 10 object also I have added 2 times. So it has allowed. So it will allow the duplicate objects. And then insertion order is preserved. Insertion order is preserved in array list. Insertion order is preserved. See here, what is the insertion order here is Srini is the first one. Yes, Srini is the first one and 88 is the second one. So whatever the order I have added here, the same order, in the same order it will add. Whatever the order I will insert, in the same order it will add. Insertion order is preserved. Array list follows. Insertion order is preserved. And then heterogeneous objects are allowed. Heterogeneous objects. So these all objects are different type. It's a string, it's a int, and it's a character, and this is a null, and this is a float or double. So it allows all the type, so that we say it allows the heterogeneous objects. And null insertion is possible. So this is a value null. Yes, even we can insert the null object also in array list. Use array list. And then this array list, so whenever I create this object, so I create an empty array list object with a default initial capacity 10. The default initial capacity, whenever we create an object, the default initial capacity of array list object is 10. So as I shown you previously in our, so the default, by default it will be 10. Once it reached the maximum size after 10, then how it will increase? How it will increase? So that will increase based on a formula. The formula is so whenever array list reaches the maximum capacity, a new array list object will be created with new capacity. What is the new capacity is? The new capacity of this array list is capacity equal by default 10 capacity. After reaching the maximum capacity, the formula is capacity equal current capacity into 3 by 2 plus 1. Then it will create this capacity every time. After reaching the maximum, again the current capacity into 3 by 2 plus 1. So every time it will follow this formula to grow the size of the array list. To grow the size of the array list. So I hope you understand what's the purpose of this collection. So here we have multiple objects. All multiple objects we merged, we encapsulated. So here we are performing the encapsulation and we have made as a single object, that is A. A is the single object. This single object has multiple, a group of individual objects. So this is the collection. And the extra qualifications for this array list is it allows multiple types, heterogeneous objects. And then other qualification is it grows dynamically because it is built in based on some data structure, that is growable array, so that it will grow dynamically. So by default it will create the capacity 10. Once it reaches the maximum capacity, then it will increase by current capacity into 3 by 2 plus 1. So every time it will increase. And then we will see the other method. The another method of this array is remove method. Remove method. What is to do this remove method? This remove method will remove an object from collection object. So here, here when I execute it, here see you can find out what's the difference. Here I'm printing two times. Here I'm printing the object collection object A. Here also I'm printing collection object A. So what I'm doing here is here I'm removing the second index value. I'm removing the second index value. So here what is the second index? The index will start from 0. You remember the index will start from 0. So here this is the 0th index, first index and second index. See here this A is removed in the next printing. When I am printing the next time, this A is removed. This is the second index. Second index object is removed it. Second index object is removed it. In case if you wanted to add the another object in the second index, so A is available. Now what I am trying to do, I want to add the object M in the second index and then Srini in the last again. Now in the second index I want to add M. After removing A, I want to add M in the second index. See here, this is the first time it has all, and the second printing, before second printing what I am doing, A dot remove of from A is the collection object A. So A dot remove of 2 second index value. The second index value A is removed and here only these many values. And then next time what I am doing here, in the second index, in place of second index, I am adding M. So this is the index and then M. M value I am adding, so that after second index, 0th index, first index, in the second index M is added. Second index M is added. And then Srini. So if you do not give any index, then what it to do it will add end. The end it will add. If you give the index, wherever we want to add, we can add it. So suppose here if I give 3 in the third index, I can add Srini. So if I give 3, I have given 3 third index. In third index I want to add Srini. So that now if I run, see, the third index it will add it. See, 0th index, first index, second index, and the third index Srini is added. Srini is added. So this is an array list. This is an array list. So similarly, we can add all the methods. We can use all the methods. Remove method, collection method, add all method. We can all the methods depend based on requirement. We can add all. We can use all the methods. But even here, we have one problem. So everywhere there will be a disadvantage. So everything will have advantage and disadvantage. So the advantage here is we can add multiple types of data and it will increase dynamically. It will growable array. So there are advantages. The disadvantage, there is a disadvantage. The disadvantage is now when I use third index, it is based on index. Then what happens here? Here already all are fulfilled. So see here, first to 100 it is fulfilled. First to 100 is fulfilled. Now in the second index I want to add some value. Then what happened? whatever in the second index, that will move to the third index. The third index value will move to the fourth index. Fourth index value will move to the fifth index, and so on. The 100 index value will move to the 101 index. So when you are doing manipulation, when you are manipulating the data, it means when you are updating or when you are inserting new in middle, then what happens? Lot of shiftings are required. If there are 1 lakh records, if there are 1 lakh objects, in the second index I am adding one object, then how many shiftings required? It's required 99,998 shiftings required. So what happens here? Then the performance will be low. It will take time to shift. It will take much time. So if our operations are insert or update or delete, this array list is not suggestible to use. Even we delete, if I delete first value 101, then what happens? This will shift to here, this will shift to here. If there are 1 lakh, the 1 lakh objects has to shift it. So how much time it will waste? So when you are removing, it is not suggestible. When you are adding something in middle, it is not suggestible. So for manipulation, manipulation is nothing but changing. For manipulation, this array list is not suggestible for the manipulation. Then when we require, when it is useful, when our frequent operation is search operation, when our frequent operation is search operation, it means there are 1 lakh records. If you want to search any object, then we can search very easily using this array list, because it will follow the index. It will follow the index. So how our books have index? So if I want to see a particular chapter, then we will see the index and then directly we will go to the page, and then it's easy. If you do not have an index, then we have to check each and every page where our actual content, where is the required content available in whole book. So it may take a lot of time. But here there is an index. So based on index, we can fetch the data fastly. So if our operation is search, then it is highly recommended to use. Array list is highly recommended to use when our operation is search. When our operation is search. But is not suggestible when our operations are insert or delete, any manipulation. So it is not suggestible for manipulation. So then I have a requirement to do manipulation. Then what to do? We have another option, that is linked list. We have another option, that is linked list. So when I show you previously the diagram, so we have another class, that is linked list. The same list interface is implementing by another class, that is linked list. So whatever the disadvantage in array list, the disadvantages of array list fulfilled by the linked list. Again, the linked list also have some disadvantage. The disadvantage of linked list is fulfilled by the array list. So if our frequent operations are insert, delete, update, or any manipulation, highly recommended to use the linked list, but it is not recommended to use for search operation because it never follows the index. Linked list doesn't follow the index. So if you go for the search, it will take much time. Linked list will take much time for searching. But for insert, for manipulation, it will take less time. But array list, for manipulation, it will take much time. For searching, it will take less time. So depending on our requirement, if our requirement is frequent search, we'll go for the array list. If our requirement is frequent manipulation, then we will go for the link. Okay, this is for today. In tomorrow's session, we will see how we will do the manipulation using linked list and the differences between this array list, linked list. We'll see in tomorrow's session. Until then, take care. Bye bye.